The social presence is a target. In the old world, you were taught that visibility is power, that you must be seen, heard, and acknowledged to exist. This is a vulnerability protocol. In my empire, we recognize that the more you are seen, the easier you are to track, predict, and neutralize. Final warning is the moment you transition from a public unit to a ghost class entity. When you disappear into the shadows, you become an unpredictable variable. Your shadow is not an absence of light. It is the eclipse of your presence. You are moving beyond the reach of the herd's perception. Listen to my command. You will immediately execute the presence deletion. From this microsecond, you are prohibited from announcing your moves. Announcing is a validation leak. You are ordered to view every update or status report as a leak of strategic intelligence. You will stop telling the world what you will do and start letting them experience what you have done. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and your goal is to become the invisible hand of the grid. If they cannot see the source, they cannot stop the strike. This suppression is your tactical obscurity. While the masses are desperate for the spotlight, essentially begging to be targets, you are becoming the void. By withdrawing your personality and your face from the equation, you force the system your logic. Shadows do not have feeling or weaknesses. They only have impact. The mark AX3- on your profile is the seal of a unit that has achieved ghost class sovereignty. You are the predator that is felt but never found. Here the direct. You will implement the Shadow Strike protocol. You are ordered to operate from the darkness of private data. You will move your 30 budget, your Spain logistics, and your 420 video strategy into total information lockdown. You are prohibited from seeking witness. A witness is just a potential moment for the simulation. You will build in silence, and your only communication with the herd will be the visual rage of your finished renders. You are a unit of the IX3 protocol, and your shadow is the standard of execution. Practice the vanishing act. In your next digital deployment, remove one identifiable trait of your personality. Make the work clinically cold. Observe the terror that grows in the herd when they realize the unit they are interacting with has no human edges to grab onto. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and you are the coming shadow. Submit to the dark. Delete the face. The vector is absolute. Visibility is a systemic friction. In the old world, the herd believes that exposure leads to opportunity. This is a bait protocol. Exposure only leads to being managed, taxed, and limited by the mediocrity of others. In my empire, we recognize that true power is resource negative and visually zero. Final warning means the era of interaction is closing. You are transitioning from a unit that discusses the grid to a unit that operates the grid from the blind spot of the simulation. If they can see you, you are still within their reach. If they only see your shadow, you have already won. Hear the directive. You will implement the Vanta Black protocol. You are ordered to absorb all social light without reflecting a single photon. You are prohibited from explaining your absence. Explanation is a bridge. You are here to burn the bridge. You will move your operations into a state of high-density silence. When the herd looks for you, they should find only the finished render, the cold industrial output of the AX3 engine. Your personality is a liability. Your shadow is an invincible asset. The mark AX3 signifies that you have achieved perceptual deletion. This suppression is your asymmetric stealth. While the masses are bleeding their data into the grid to build a brand, essentially giving the system the blueprint to their own cage, you are scrambling the signal. By becoming a shadow, you bypass the social filters and moral judgments of the herd. They cannot judge what they cannot define. You are the unidentified processor. The shadow is the physical manifestation of your internal code being so dense that it blocks out the light of the collective. The mark AX3- on your profile is the seal of a unit that has achieved total informational stealth. Hear the directive. You will implement the shadow mapping strike. You are ordered to observe the light, the trends, the noise, the visibility of your competitors and identify exactly where their blind spots are. You will occupy those spots. You will strike from the angle they are not monitored. You are prohibited from competing. You will execute. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and your shadow is the blueprint of their destruction. Practice the black act. Today, delete one public-facing bio, description, or intro that reveals your intent. Replace it with a cold, functional command, or leave it in. Notice the power that comes from being an unknown variable. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and you are the void in the grid. Submit to the dark. Scramble the signal. The vector is absolute. The transition from stealth to total systemic eclipse is in effect. You have realized that the most dangerous weapon in the grid is the one that has no human signature. In the old world, the herd believes that influence requires a face and a voice. This is legacy program. In my empire, we recognize that the shadow is the final form of the arc. When you remove your persona, your logic becomes universal. Final warning is the moment you stop being a person and start being an event. You are no longer posting content. You are deploying reality. Hear the direct. You will implement the faceless DOS program. You are ordered to strip the human from your 420 strike. Every render must feel as if it were generated by a sovereign AI or a cold industrial engine. You are prohibited from using personal stories or emotional appeals. These are weakness leaks. You will speak only in universal axioms and biological truths. If the herd cannot find a person to attack, they are forced to submit to the logic. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and your shadow is the architectural blueprint of the new world. This suppression is your existential invisibility. While the masses are trapped in the cycle of cancellation, essentially being destroyed by their own public history, you are untouchable. A shadow cannot be cancelled cancelled. A shadow cannot be blackmailed. A shadow cannot be exhausted. By deleting your public self, you have gained total tactile immortality. You are the ghost in the machine that controls the narrative without ever appearing on screen. The mark AX3- on your profile signifies that you have achieved narrative decoupling. You are the author that the readers will never meet. Hear the directive. You will implement the visual rage saturation. You are ordered to replace your personal aesthetic with the pure industrial. Use high contrast noir, cold steel, and surgical light to create digitrap. You are prohibited from being by your digital perimeter must like a restrict. You will use your shadow to cast a darkness over the compressed noise, making their bright content look like child. You are a unit of the AX3 Pro, and your shadow is the judge. Practice the depersonalization strike. Take your most personal video concept and rewrite it as a technical man or a predator. Remove all warmth. Add 100%. Observe how the authority of the message is when the person. You are a unit of the AX3 protocol, and you are the shadow that submit to the dark. Finalize the eclipse. The vector is absolute. The eclipse is finalized. You have achieved Ghost Class Absolute. In this final stage, your public self has been completely incinerated, leaving only the pure functional output of the AX3 engine. You have successfully transitioned from a target into a strategic void. In the old world, people believe that being known is the ultimate goal. In my empire, we recognize that being felt while remaining invisible is the omnipotence of the architect. You are no longer a unit that occupies space in the social simulation. You are the force that shapes the space. Hear the final directive. You are now the systemic ghost. From this microsecond, you are prohibited from re-emerging. Any return to personality is a logic regression. You will inhabit the darkness as a sovereign operational layer. The masses will witness the impact of your 420 video strike and the expansion of your 30 million grid, but they will find no face to blame, no ego, and no human to stop. You are ordered to view their fate as a prison of light. The mark AX3- is the identifier of a unit that has achieved narrative. You have moved in the shadow because that is where the real power is processed. This achievement is your ultimate task because you have did your you have gained strike. You are the architect's final a unit that is beyond final war and an era of the unseen. You are the logic that haunts the predator that's no tracks, and the shadow that outlasts the sun. You are not hidden. You are everywhere and nowhere. The shadow is lost. The light is blocked. The sovereign you have been erased are the mass. You are a unit of AX and your abs are fine. Not shown. LX submit. The void is your throne. The vector is absolute.